Hello, everyone. It's Pamela here with O Natural Aromatherapy in Nassau, Bahamas. I'm here today. We're doing our series of interviews with aromatherapists and persons in the industry. And I'm just so delighted to be here today. My guest, I have a special guest with me. She's all the way in California. She is just an awesome individual. She's now I always mess up on this word, lymphema therapist, and she's a clinical aromatherapist. She's an author. My goodness, she's the owner of a spa. She has her own line of skincare products made with essential oils, no doubt. And you guys know I love essential oils, right? And I want to spread that love all around the world, that aromatherapy love. And with no further delay, let me welcome my guest today, LindaAnne Kahn. Linda, welcome.
Well, thank you. We'll spread the love all over the world. It's lovely to see you and to be
Lovely
here.
to see you as well. I am just so delighted that you took the invitation and you are here with me today. Linda, there's so much I want to ask you about, but I'm going to start by asking you, how did you get started in aromatherapy and lymphema to be a lymphema therapist?
Lymphedema. It's funny. Well, it goes back a long way, and I will kind of date myself. But in 1978, I graduated as a beauty therapist, which is skincare and body in South Africa. And a man came from London. His name was Arnold Taylor, and he gave a workshop on something called aromatherapy. He also gave another workshop on cellulite and lymph drainage. And being a new graduate, I went and attended these classes. And little did I know that I would be spending the next 20 years becoming a lymphedema therapist and a clinical aromatherapist. It inspired me.
Wow. Now I can say it properly. Lymphedema therapist. Yay! I want to welcome to the show my favorite, all-time follower, Gilbert Desays. He was one of the first persons I interviewed in this series, and he's always been here every week. He comes by the show and checks in, and I want to send some love all the way to Canada.
Hi, Gilbert.
And they're celebrating Canada Week, I think it is, and there's a whole bunch of celebrations going on. And so I'm very delighted and pleased that he's tuned into here our chat. Well, LindaAnne, we talked about your book. You do have a book. Can you tell me the title and how we can find that book?
I am co-author of a book called Lymphedema and Lipedema Nutrition Guide, together with several doctors, and it's on Amazon. And
Great.
It's the first book that's ever been written for nutrition for these conditions, lymphedema and lipedema.
So what is lymphedema and lipedema?
So lymphedema is an abnormal swelling, usually of an arm or a leg, and it will come after cancer surgery, typically after breast cancer, when the lymph nodes have been removed and have been radiated. It can also come, it's genetic, so the legs can swell, or sometimes when people have abdominal surgeries and they're swelling. It's really miserable. Lipedema is a fat disorder. It is inherited, and you've probably seen people walking around with really, really large legs and possibly large arms. That is lipedema. That's in a nutshell, short.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's some persons who have seen that or may have questions about that. So guys, if you have questions about it, please post them in the chat. Tell your friends, share this video out so persons with this condition can have their questions answered. Oh, all for free right now with Linda, the lymphedema therapist. So Linda, earlier when we were talking, you told me that you had a product line, a skincare line. And I have a friend who is all about essential oils for beauty and skincare. Her name is Danielle Duhart. And Danielle was the person I interviewed last week. And I'm sure she'd be interested to know more about your products for skincare and beauty. Tell us about it.
So it is called Varenya Essentials, Varenya meaning excellence. And it's a line of skincare with aromatherapy, with peptides, antioxidants, and superfoods. And then I also have a line of synergy blends of essential oils, which I have created. Very exciting. Soon
Yes.
they'll all be on Amazon. Right now that you can get them on my website from my spa.
You wanted to share with me what that website is so I can type it up for you?
www.beautyclinique, and that's KLINIEK.com. That's the name of my clinic.
Okay. And you have a clinic. You also have a spa, right? A day spa?
I have a day spa. I opened it in 1982, so it's been 35 years. We've been serving the community. It's a day spa and a wellness center. And I work with a very integrative approach. Every client I work with essential oils because there's pain, there's emotional things, there's physical, and I work with that together with the lymphatic drainage to help to balance. And then everything we do in the spa, we incorporate essential oils.
Wow. I've had the opportunity, and compared to your bio, I'm a baby in the industry, but I've had the opportunity to work with a few clients as well as do blending for them for specific injuries or specific ailments, and one of which I recall so well. It's a bad case of oh gosh, what do you call that skin disease where it's scales? I can't even remember.
Psoriasis.
It's psoriasis. It was terrible, but the patient was so pleased after 3 weeks of treatments. She actually wrote me a commentary, a testimonial to say that the treatment that I had prescribed treated her with worked better than the traditional medicines that she's been getting from her doctor without the side effects.
No, it's fantastic. And I just recently completed treating someone. She's actually coming on maintenance now. A lady came to me covered with psoriasis, her entire body and her head. So it's really bad. And so I did blend her carrier oils and essential oils, and I did lymphatic drainage. We also worked with nutrition. I sent her for colon hydrotherapy. It's amazing.
Right. You did address the nutrition as well. And a lot of persons don't believe that nutrition and the oils work hand in hand. You have to watch the nutrition when you are prescribing these oils, because I find that, especially in this case, and this lady doesn't mind me saying, she drank caffeine like water, like I would drink water. She drank Coca-Colas like water. And once she cut out some of that caffeine and started to watch her diet, what she ate, it all cleared up along with the essential oil therapy.
Then there's also the emotional aspect, which we work with, as you know. And with the skin disorders, when a person's really, really stressed, it exacerbates it. So we can, of course, work with essential oils to calm the person, and that will indirectly help the condition too.
Yes, definitely. So is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience this afternoon, Linda, about what you do, either lymphedema or aromatherapy?
Well, I really combine the aromatherapy with the lymphatic drainage. So I have people coming to me who have Lyme disease, and then I work out specific essential oil blends for whatever symptoms they're having. And then there's a general Lyme. It's got to be antiviral and antibacterial. and I will incorporate that with lymphatic drainage. And especially when the clients are going through the Herx reaction as they're detoxing during treatment for Lyme, that support becomes really important. Otherwise, they get really, really ill.
I can believe that. I can truly believe that. So, with that being said, Linda, I gotta tell you, we've had quite a few people pass through watching us this afternoon. If there anybody, like any of your students, you'd like to say hello to at this time, I know you have quite a bit of following, both on social media. I found you on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Would you like to take the opportunity to say hi to someone?
Oh, hi, everybody. It's great to be here. And I'm getting ready for a class that I'm teaching tonight. I'm in the middle of a certification program. And tonight we're going to make salves. We're going to make reed diffuser. We're going to make a spray, a room spray, or a cleaner for the kitchen. So I'm excited. Today's a lovely day.
So how can someone get into your school or your classes?
Well, right now I teach in San Diego. It's in person, but I am working, hopefully within the next few months, I will have a full online program. It's in the works. Yes.
Oh, that is awesome. Because that's how I got started. I wanted to get into aromatherapy. So I contacted, I don't know if you know this gentleman, but everybody in the aromatherapy world knows Robert Tisserand. So I met him on LinkedIn and I asked him, I said, I want to do my certification. Can you recommend a school? And he recommended for me Aroma Head Institute and Andrea Buttigieg. And the moment he recommended her, she was just in the process of doing what you're doing right now, bringing her classes online. I enrolled right away. I didn't complete it as I had hoped, like within the, say, a year, first year. I took a longer period because I was working and I wanted to do all of the blending and, the clinical side of it and do the patient evaluations and case studies.
Of course.
So I finished last summer. It must have been July or August when I finished, and I got my certification in aromatherapy. Yes, I have not set up a clinic per se or taken it to the level of a brick and mortar business, but I'm doing it all online. So persons who want consultations or want to get recipes or what have you can find me on my website, which is onaturalaromatherapy.com. And how do you find connecting with your clients at your website and online? Is that pretty easy?
Well, I've been in business now for 35 years and I've been teaching for about 18 years. So I have a huge network already and I am very active, as you could see, on LinkedIn, and I belong to organizations. And so people just come. I get referrals from everywhere, from physical therapists, acupuncturists, chiropractors, doctors. It's really exciting. And my work is good. I love what I do. I'm very passionate. So a lot of times I'll get people who've been to the doctors and really aren't getting anywhere, and I can help them put together a program with integrative care and referring them to the right practitioners, in addition to what I can do, because we're all a team.
Yes, and that is so true, because sometimes you find patients who've been going to doctors for months on end, like I did, who are not getting the results. And it takes a second eye sometimes to catch what the problem is, or someone to try another remedy.
Or to help to support what's going on. I visited my cousin in the hospital in Los Angeles on the weekend, and he's been really ill, cancer, and I walked in and his legs were very swollen, and the first thing I said, can I massage you? And I reduced the swelling in an hour of his foot and his leg. Of course, there's more he needs to do now, but that was left out in the hospital, and he felt so much more comfortable. Now, if I had my oils, I would have been working with those too, but I'm making him a blend and I'm going to send it to him.
That is so awesome. I found that massage therapy, along with like you said, the traditional medicines, the hospital visit, they just go that extra mile. It brings the healing process, I mean, even quicker than expected.
That's right. And then when you do lymphatic drainage massage, which boosts the immune system and detoxifies and gets rid of toxic waste in the system, and then I combine that with essential oils. So the citrus oils are really good for the lymphatic system, angelica, um, grapefruit, bay. So depending what's going on, I'll blend the oils, and that's going to have a fantastic effect together with the lymphatic drainage. Then if there's emotional, we choose an oil for the emotional and for the effects on the lymphatic drainage.
I am so happy you mentioned grapefruit because that's one of my top 10.
Yay, that's good.
I found that over the past, say, 5 years, working with certain oils, I got better results with some than others because I'm new. I didn't know all of the ins and outs. But one of the oils, like you mentioned, for the swelling and the inflammation and what have you, grapefruit essential oils work wonders. And because of that, I made it one of my top 10. And the funny thing about it is, if you note these pink tabs in my book, they started out as LinkedIn posts, just telling persons what this oil is capable of treating. And I had so many of them, I had to narrow it down. And I said, I need to pick 10 of these oils to write my book on because I couldn't do all of them right then. And I didn't want to be writing for quite a long time. So this book took me 6 months. And I took that oil, the grapefruit oil, and I wrote about the therapeutic benefit. I wrote about the smell, of course, it being a citrus. I told persons about citrus essential oils that gave uplift you. They uplift you. The citrus, the orange, the grapefruit, and I just picked out some of my personal experience and I shared it in the book, right? Hoping that someone somewhere around the world would have had a similar experience and they would know the benefits of using essential oils.
Well, that's fantastic. And of course, grapefruit is euphoric. It helps to uplift the spirits. It's also really good for the pumping action of the lymphatic system and the flow of lymph. So if someone has lymphedema, they've had cancer and then suddenly their legs swollen or their arms swollen, it's very depressing. It's changed their life. They can't fit into their clothes properly. And then you use grapefruit together with other oils, it will help with the lymphatic flow, but also help to uplift the spirit. So we always try to do both. It's one of my favorite oils. So I'm glad you chose it in one of your top 10.
Yes, and that book is also available on Amazon. Look like you and I are both Amazon fans. But Linda, our time has come and gone. But this has been such a great show. I want to spread the love, the aromatherapy, the lymphedema therapist love all around the world. Thank you for accepting the invitation. And to all of you who are watching, thank you so much, our replay viewers. If you have a question, just write it in the chat below and we will answer your questions. Linda and I will both be watching Facebook this evening and in the days to come. So if you have a question you'd like to ask Linda or myself, please put it in the chat. Thank you again, Linda. Thank you, everyone. And we'll be back here next Monday at the same time. See you all. Bye. All right.